I do mentoring on the side to help people who are social science graduates or students learn how to get into UX research or get into a tech field, because I just feel like universities are not updated in terms of what you can do with those degrees. And I've been doing that since March, and it's been really, really good. And I also have my notebook business, but that's on a bit of a hiatus right now because I'm focusing on other things, called See Me Stationery. And yeah, that's me. Hi, I'm Ellise. Nice to meet you guys. Do I need to say my last name as well?
No. If you want to.
It's Ellise Gordon, just, with a no Z, just E-double-I. Sorry, so extra in that way. But yes, thank you for having me. This is so nice.
No, thank you. Can we know a bit more about you and what you do?
Of course. So yeah, I was a graduate at Brunel University. I studied anthropology and did that for 4 years. It was a long 4 years. But and then after graduating, I moved to become a UX researcher. So basically UX research it sounds like all numbers but I'm not a numbers person. So basically I do product design. I study I basically study people and watch them use products, learn how to improve them over time, get their feedback. So one thing I like to say is that if you're having a problem with a product and it's not working, it's probably not your fault, it's the actual thing. And I've been doing that for, oh my God, almost 2 years now. Wow. Okay. Am I that old? Did I graduate that long? Yeah. And then I did my master's in international public policy because I wanted to learn how to help people, the world, and United Nations. It's not the way to go. And that's a bit about me, really.
You kind of answered it, but I guess the second part was going to be all about what advice would you give to students who are looking to pivot into different career paths post-graduation?
That's a good question. To be honest, I can go into a whole different section for that. Yeah. So I think the main thing is you're going to want to... So basically, one thing I think is that we do degrees, we pay $9,000 a year to do them, and then you're telling me that you don't want to put your uni experience in your CV that much, right? So even if you don't have direct, okay, cool, I haven't worked as a UX researcher yet, which is of course fine, but if you, for your dissertation, you interviewed people, if you focus on a topic for an essay that's got something to do with technology, AI, you have to even go that deep into it in terms of engineer stuff. It could just be how does people's confidence in AI increase their confidence in themselves, or how does AI cause anxiety amongst doing certain topics or talking about certain things because you feel that the AI system will know better than you or something like that. I don't know. But you talk about those things and then you can put them in a CV or a cover letter to show passion, to show interest. And you can even make portfolios out of the work that you've done at uni. There's nothing wrong with that. I think it's really good. I'm quite radical in my approach, but I think it can make you stand out. Do you know what I mean? And I think that also, if you're looking for that experience, don't forget that you can use your existing experience. If you worked as a waitress or something at a hotel or at a restaurant, I don't know why I said hotel as the first example for a waitress, but if you do that kind of thing, you can look at how you've helped people in a situation. If someone had a pain point in terms of they couldn't understand the menu or something that wasn't readable, and then you suggested, maybe we need English translations on that menu because it's a French menu. I don't know, but you addressed something. There's always going to be transferable skills there. You just have to make it grand. You know what I mean? You've got to really big yourself up, manifest what you want on your CV is kind of what I stand by. But
100% agree.
And I like to write out my thoughts, whether it's on my phone or on notebooks. Not in terms of in a diary way. I've always wanted to have a diary, but I could never be consistent with it. But just in terms of I just have random manic thoughts or need to note things down. And I always want something that would motivate me to open up a notebook that I could do and have those kind of things. And I was looking for someone who looked like me. And a lot of them basically didn't exist, were American owned, or were consistently out of stock. And I thought there was something really specific in terms of not having any Black British representation. Because I've always felt if I went abroad and someone found I was British and I was Black, they were like, huh? Do you know what I mean? Like, there's confusion, particularly if you go kind of further out. So I was like, okay, cool. I kind of want that for myself. It was during COVID. I had spare student loan money. I was like, how can I put this to use? So I was like, you know what? I'm going to make my own if I can't do that. And then I just started doing it.